Why do you love metal? It's a question that metalheads get asked all the time, a question that has as many answers as there are metalheads. You can love Black Sabbath, Lamb of God, and Meshuggah, but the specific reasons you love each band may intersect very little, if at all. The purpose of this show is to dig into the question, to explore and celebrate the vast stylistic variety within the metal genre. So, why do you love metal? Let's find out on 5 Songs. Welcome to the first ever episode of 5 Songs. I'm your host, Kevin Tulppo, and my guest today is Paul Britton.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for being here, brother. You play guitar currently with Severing the Need.
Been with them for a little over a year now.
Excellent. And formerly with Sordid Circle.
And many others.
And, as well as he's the president of the Metalheads Social Club, of which I am also a member and officer. So, it's not like we don't know each other. Welcome to the show. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me. It's going to be cool.
All right. Let's just get right into it. The whole premise of the show is that we're going to listen to 5 songs of your choice, and we're going to find out why each of these songs is significant for you. What do you like about them? Sell me on them, because I don't think I've actually heard a couple of these songs, so I'm kind of geeked to find out about it. The first song on your list is called "A Fool Like You" by Ozzy Osbourne. Not surprising, I know you're a big Ozzy fan. So what's up with this song?
This was on the Ultimate Sin album, which came out in, I want to say, 86. I was 12 years old the first time I heard this. My cousin brought the cassette over way back. We listened to Side A, and back at this time, I had no interest in music at all. Music was just background noise for whatever I was doing. As soon as this tape started, I was just mesmerized. I didn't know why, but just something grabbed me. Side A finishes. I look at my cousin and I said, "Man, I want to be in a band." We popped the tape over to Side 2. The song "Fool Like You" is about the third one in. As soon as the intro started, I looked at my cousin and said, "Man, I want to play guitar." And from that night, guitar has been the one thing on my mind constantly.
Awesome. That's which guitar player was that? Is that
Jake E. Lee.
Jake E. Lee. Of course, I know you're a big Jake E. Lee fan too. All right, well, let's have a listen to it, and when we're done, we'll chat about it some more. Let her rip. Yeah, nice. That was Ozzy with "Fool Like You." I can certainly hear where your solo style comes from.
Dude, I've stole so many licks off that dude. I should be paying him.
Yeah, that's what that was 86. That's some old school
86.
Stuff, man. Yeah, nice.
I'm getting old.
We're all getting old. It's all right. It happens to everybody. So, next up, a song I know well. This is some really good old school stuff. Megadeth and Black Friday. What do you like about this one? What's the deal with this one?
It was the first time I heard this probably 6 months after I had heard that. So I'm just getting into music. Now at this point, I think Ozzy Osbourne Band is just the fucking shit. Shortly after that, I heard this album, and I realized there was a difference between the hard rock side and actual heavy metal. And even though Ozzy is heavy metal, he's just on the borderline of that.
Well, yeah, I mean he's always been pretty radio friendly. At least after when he went solo after Black Sabbath, he was always on pretty heavy radio rotation in the 80s through the 90s.
Right.
So yeah, Megadeth really never got the radio play, but
Megadeth was probably what really got me into the underground metal, and this song just always stuck out.
It's a hell of a song, I'll tell you that. It's one of my favorite Megadeth songs for sure. So let's have a listen to it. This is Megadeth with Black Friday. Oh hell yeah, that old school Megadeth,
right?
Is so good. I love it. God,
That was the first real angry music I think
Oh
I ever
yeah,
heard
back
in my
when Dave
life.
was drinking and
Yeah.
playing like a maniac. Oh jeez, good stuff. Good God, man. Yeah, that would. Yeah, I mean, I heard it. I heard it around the same time you did. You know, it's that old school stuff. You know, the big three back in the day. You know, the early Metallica, Megadeth, Anthrax. Oh, that's you know.
I think you
like
left
kids-
someone out.
Oh, Slayer, the big four. They call them the big three, but you know, but that's you know, like the kids today, they didn't have it so they don't have it so good today,
Right.
you know. I mean, yeah. Anyway,
We're from the time when all these bands that are getting to be the classic era.
oh yeah, it was
were-
yeah, it was
all
this is the
fucking
new
new,
stuff, man.
man.
Yeah. Good Lord. All right.
Remember the PMRC and all that bullshit?
Oh yeah. That was so. I remember, yeah, and Dee Snider went there and schooled him. I don't drink. I don't do drugs. I'm still married. What are you gonna do?
She was only 13 when I met her, but that's beside the point.
Yeah, but you know, she was legal when we married. It's all right.
Yeah.
All right. Next up is another one. I knew you'd bring this guy in too because I certainly love the guy. Pretty much everything he's done. King Diamond.
Yeah.
I mean, I know why I love King Diamond. Why do you love King Diamond?
Andy LaRock.
Man, dude is so clean.
Right.
So clean. He's sick.
And makes it look effortless.
Yep. And just, but it was just like the theatricality of the whole thing. I mean, you know, King Diamond himself is a genius.
Oh, right.
You know?
He writes most of the rhythm guitar for most of the albums. A lot of people don't know that.
I knew that. But yeah, but Andy LaRock is just anything, even like his work with Death and all the other bands he's played with. He'd be really hard pressed to find guitar players that do solos as clean as that guy is. He's just amazing.
Right. And the things he does that clean.
Oh yeah,
It's not just how he sounds, just the things he does that half don't make sense.
well, you know, that makes sense to him. That's all
Right.
that counts, right? Cool. All right. Well, let's listen to this next track. This is King Diamond. This is off the Abigail album. This is his first solo album, is it? Second. What was the first one?
The Fatal Portrait.
Oh, right. Okay. Schooled me. All right. King Diamond off the Abigail album. This song is called Black Horseman.
So there they stood at the top of the stairs, kneeling in the nude. Jonathan was scared.
I love that old King. I love all the King Diamond, but the old stuff, man. Like,
yeah,
you know, when like back when he was like hosting Halloween at Headbangers Ball and they were playing King Diamond videos all the time. Oh man, I was a teenager, and that was back when MTV was actually worth watching.
Right,
when that
they
stuff was
actually
going
showed
on.
music.
And I'm noticing a theme here. You seem to like songs that have pretty intros.
Somehow that just happened, man.
You just like it soft. You like the tip just soft. Just
I like to ease it in.
That's cool though, man. And all this so far is pretty old school stuff. This is all from the 80s.
When I picked the 5 songs, these were the 5 songs that really got me going in the direction I went in with my guitar playing.
Hey, we all got to start somewhere, man. Nothing wrong with that. Cool. All right. So next up then is
Testament with Sins of Omission.
That's from the Practice What You Preach album.
Practice
Is that right?
What You Preach album.
Which was that's what, like 89 or something?
88, 89,
like
somewhere through there.
Cool. Well, so what's the deal with this song?
This was just my favorite song on this album, but this album was what made this my favorite band. And this has been my favorite band since this album came out. To this day, there's none higher than Testament.
Cool, man. Alrighty. Well, anything else before we listen to it?
It kind of has a cleany intro.
Ooh, all right. We're going to be all pretty again.
Gonna slip it in.
Here we go. Testament, Sins of Omission. Nice. I remember that album, man. That's what I really dig about Testament from that era. And honestly, I didn't listen to I didn't hear a whole lot of him after the early '90s and whatnot, just because I kind of went in different directions and stuff. But one thing that I always really enjoyed about Testament from back in the day was Chuck Billy's vocals were he was melodic, but he was melodic in weird directions, and
right.
and the chorus of this song kind of typifies that, He did a lot of the kind of balls out screaming, but his melodic touches were just in weird places, and I always really dug that.
Yeah. Then a couple albums after that, they went full on death metal.
I heard about that. I don't think I've heard any of that stuff.
Oh, dude!
I mean,
it's amazing.
I've heard some of the more recent Testament stuff, and I really, I mean, they're one of those bands that really they're still producing like really, really good stuff.
In my opinion, the big four should have been them and not Metallica.
There's certainly an argument to be made for that, but I mean, the reason why Metallica was the number one horse of the Four Horsemen was because they were the first ones that really kind of, I mean, they were just monsters as far as their touring schedule they were doing and their fan base worldwide. I mean, you can't deny that they worked their asses off for that. I don't know what the hell happened after And Justice for All, but
right. They ran out of Cliff and Dave material,
I guess. Anything else about this one?
I think we're good.
All right, cool, man. Oh God, I haven't heard that one in a long time. That was refreshing. It was nice, man. Thanks. Okay, last song, number 5 on the list. Vinnie Moore. I personally am a fan of Vinnie Moore, although I'm not as big a fan as you. I had one of his albums way back in the day. He's all of his stuff instrumental.
Yes.
Vinnie Moore, excellent guitar player.
Well, all of his solo stuff is instrumental. He's touring with UFO right now, and he kind of bounces in between the solo stuff and the UFO tours.
Right.
But this album, when it first came out, I remember seeing him in guitar magazines, and he always had the huge white fro and a white guitar with all kind of fluorescent speckly colors, and it just looked...
That's a very 80s thing, though.
Right, but it was everything that I wasn't into at the time.
If you look at a lot of like Tony McAlpine promo shots from back in the day, man, it was just, I was I'm like, I'd be wearing a baseball cap too right now.
Right.
Some embarrassing... The 80s were an embarrassing time, folks. If you weren't born, if you were born after the 80s, be thankful. Look at those pictures in horror and be thankful that your folks held off until at least 1990.
But for a couple years, I'd seen this guy in guitar magazines, and he just kind of looked like a fruit, so I'd never listened to him.
Well,
it's the whole book by a cover thing. I found this CD in a pawn shop for $5, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to give it a try. And this was the first song on the album, and as soon as it started, I was just amazed.
What album is this?
Mind's Eye.
Mind's Eye. Oh, I think I had this one. Oh, I might recognize. Oh, right. Okay. All right. I think I know this song. Let's hear it. This is called. This is Vinnie Moore. This song is called "In Control." Oh yeah, that's like late '80s. What they were calling neoclassical stuff. That's along with. I mean, like Yngwie Malmsteen pretty much, all through the '80s was doing that virtuoso stuff. But then you had guys like Vinnie Moore here, and Tony McAlpine was pretty prominent back then, and they're like all these guys are still active. I mean, I just nice one. Just saw Tony McAlpine last fall at the Token, and he sounds better than better as good as he always has.
I saw Vinnie Moore at the Token last year.
That was
amazing.
Right? Yeah, I was at that show too.
Yeah.
That's really awesome. It's kind of, I don't know, those guys. They're just great musicians, and it's kind of sad that they're not really as well known as I think they ought to be.
Exactly.
But guitar players knew who they are. That's kind of the important part, I guess.
Yep. I think that's what they were shooting for.
Yeah. Well, cool. That was song number 5 of 5 songs. I'm sitting here with Paul Britton from Severing the Need. Very happy to have him on my first show. And we're gonna close the show out with a Severing the Need song.
Yes, I was on the recording, but I didn't write it.
Oh, right, okay. Okay, so
I was fortunate enough to join one of my favorite bands, and this was one of the songs that really made me want to join that band.
When you joined the band and Don came back, I mean, Severing the Knee was good before, but with the addition of you on guitar and Don coming back to do vocals along with Ike, good Lord, man, you guys are kind of monstrous right now.
I appreciate that, man.
It's always a pleasure to see you guys play, and always a pleasure to jam with you guys. Anyhow, this has been the first episode of the 5 Songs podcast. I'm your host, Kevin Tulppo. My guest has been Paul Britton, and this is Paul Britton's band, Severing the Need. This song is called Against Humanity. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time. It was a rise so weird.